Now we got 3 rogues over in team 1, but at least one of them is an outlaw rogue. Not this one. This one. We got Dirks, we got ourselves Fastest, we got ourselves Feeny in the back, we got ourselves Huge Butt Man. Oh, no more cloak. Oh, you do have a huge butt. Well, now it's confirmed. Chat, rate the butt out of 10. How well does his name fit him? Yeah or nay? Lava Burst getting set up by the Shaman, trying to see if it gives us a big old damage back-to-back Antobadan with an AMS, trying to see if it might be able to survive this burst, and it's going to be huge. Use a pop every defense under roll, might be in big trouble, get him some mobility while casting, but it's going to be huge damage out of the DK, and oh! As the fire alley rolled out, this man went down. I do like his mog though. Also, oh my god, they literally stuck that boy's head in tombstone. What is going on? Fetty gonna be up next, trying to go for a bit of an honor duel versus Anton, giving him a little bit of like a, hey, I'm gonna be dueling you next. Quick Hodge onto Anton. As this man is gonna have to go for an IBFC, and the cooldowns coming out of Fenny, all the commitment coming in. That's gonna be quick. Aegis, in order to reduce a lot of the holy damage versus Fenny, wants to go for as much crowd control as possible. The Death Knight, while not the fastest class in the game, does have a lot of mobility denial with the chain of ice, so if anything can at least slow down the target. Stun of Defendi gonna be forced out of trinket. That's gonna be Norman Trinket, not a human Rachel. It's gonna be Anton rolling in with a full army of the dead. That's gonna be A-Bomb joining in with a whole full Jack Transformation pet. Could have a lot of setup versus Fenny. It's gonna be someone's grenade trinket. I'm not even sure whose. Fenny in a lot of trouble, could potentially bubble out of this. Is that gonna be potentially an execute setting on Fenny? If they do have a Soul Reaper on him, they better be extra careful. That Soul Reaper can be surprising amount of burst damage out of nowhere, especially if you keep yourself low. Bubble out of Fenny. It looks like Anton was able to force that quite a lot out of the Paladin. Needs to find a way to escape, get himself a bit of a reset. It looks like maybe sacrifice the pet of his own just to... Oh no, he didn't. I thought just sacrifice the ghoul, but he's kind of like stuck in the bushes. Dude, that ghoul actually hides in bushes so well. They're literally just like ghoul high. If he goes in there, he just disappears. He blends in so well. Anton trying to keep the slows on the Fenny as best as possible. Flash of light to follow. And Anton got himself a couple of death goals back to back versus Fenny. Chain of Ice to keep him slowed. That's going to be Swarm joining in, biting and nipping at Fenny, setting up for even more pet damage as Anton could empower the pet with Dark Transformation, get himself a little bit more value damage. It's going to be big damage for Fenny. That's going to stun onto that pet. Is that potential an executor to Fenny? Blessing Protection might not be enough to save you, and still lots of shadow damage just continue to claw right through your armor. It looks like maybe that was a Soul Reaper consuming their soul. It looks like maybe Beggar's up next, already getting attacked by the pets. It looks like Anton pulled the pets back. He was at first thinking that, okay, maybe I'm fighting Beggar. Wait, I'm not fighting Beggar. Pulled his pets back. He had all that momentum. Decided, you know what? I'm gonna keep the Zul fair. I want to keep the Zul honorable. I'm gonna sacrifice my big damage burst to find out if I'm actually fighting Beggar or not. And you gotta give him credit for that. Looks like it is Beggar going next. As the Kevin Slime continues to spit at him. Beggar, you have a Kevin Slime that's going to be spinning you for a while. But looks like he's given opportunity to at least go for a full reset. The ghoul is getting sent in, does get himself a reset, and now we have ourselves a proper duel. I do appreciate the fact that the Death Knight decided to sacrifice their burst, their momentum, in order to just have an honor duel. I think it's very, very honorable. Quick to summon to Beggar. With a Dark Transformation, that's going to be Beggar trying to keep that outlaw damage rolling in, playing that Kyrian, so got a lot of sustain and lots of cooldowns. Stunning to Beggar to follow. Do they have the Execute rolling on him? Unless they look at Shadows, if they got that Execute Soul Reaper, that could still be in trouble. Vanish? Do they still have a Soul Reaper? I don't think they do. It's so difficult to tell what Soul Reaper looks like. I keep thinking it's like a blue little like puff of smoke on the enemy. And I keep thinking, oh, Soul Reaper, maybe? Because if they have Soul Reaper, they don't cloak it. And it takes even in stealth. I mean... it's over. That thing could do a lot of damage. Gonna be eyes picked up for Anton. Trying to deny Beggar a kind of resell. But looks like Beggar is able to stealth away. It's gonna be A-Bomb joining in, just adding a little bit extra dot pressure, dot stink. While Beggar's hanging out behind the card. Anton tried to use the Chain of Ice to slow Beggar down, but you can't slow down now, Rogue. Cloak of Shadows for Beggar in case there's a lot of damage. Got himself big cleave, so potentially could cleave down the pets while he's at it. Evasion with the disarm versus Anton as he got himself Chain of Ice, just trying to waddle away from the Rogue as best as he can, but you can't really do it because he's got pistol shots, he got that extra needle arms range, but still Beggar might be able to be down for the count. Anton got pressure, cheat death as the Rogue tried to get away, and I think that was a Soul Reaper just now. That was, you can see the gold that spawned in. Every time the Soul Reaper procs or he applies it, I think that's when the ghoul spawns in. Or I could be wrong completely. Maybe I'm wrong actually. Maybe somebody else spawns on the goal. But that's going to be Dirks up next as a sub rogue versus Anton, who's just crunching through these boys. Stunner to Anton. The pet is joining in. Trick it out of the Death Knight. Stunner to Dirks. Dirks actually gives him super low in health. That's going to be a shadowy duel. That doesn't really know if that's going to help him much. It's going to be evasion to follow Anton. Popping every defense in the world. Cloak of Shadows by the rogue as he got himself a reset. Anton recovering all that health. Sacrificing the pet. Needs to summon a new one immediately as the army of the dead surrounds him. Looking to pick up a quick eyeball just to keep himself rolling versus Dirks. Dirks hanging out by the tombstone, hugging it very, very closely. This is where Anton could send the pet just to figure out where Dirks is. He's still mounted, hoping that he might be able to find him around the corner. Does he realize where Dirks could be? There's only one place he hasn't checked, and that's this tombstone. I think he has an inkling, like I think he's maybe behind tombstone, but I can't quite see him. Go Fleshka for Anton, gets interrupted by Dirks. Dirks denied himself that proper stealthy opener. But that's going to be A-Bomb joining in. That's going to be the pet staying onto Dirks. It's going to be Dirks getting next to the A-Bomb. ABF getting used as Dirks dropping down the grenade trick. Is stun onto Dirks. Could be a big, big trouble. Does this rogue go down here? Is that going to be enough damage? Dirks does get a really low health. Got himself a sippy cup. Barely any health. Got himself a stealth shield for a second, but looks like the dots are going to get him out, and that's going to be Death and Decay, keeping Dirks in combat. Will not be able to get himself a proper, clean reset. As the Chain of Ice comes out, the pet joins in. It's going to be Dirks trying to see if he can backstab the pet and maybe get himself another proper rogue to pick up, maybe the Kirin Sippy. But he's definitely denied any kind of stealth. If that pet track transforms right now, this could be over. Dirks has no health whatsoever. It does get cleaved down with an apocalypse. And Fastest is the last one left. So far, Anton done. Look at this man. He literally just popped army. He could just rush this rogue down. Fastest trying to go for a bit of an honor duel. And Anton wants to be as respectful as possible. He could take the opportunity. He could take the advantage. There's nothing in the rulebook of 5v5 1v1 Duels that we have that says you cannot attack the person immediately. They're out in the open. You just slayed the guy in front of you. You can attack Fastest, but he wants to give him the honor duel. And you got to give that man a commitment. You got to give him credit. Disarmament to Anton. Let's go for a Lichborn and a bunch of death cores in order to keep himself alive. Dark transformation for the pet. Fastest with the Cloak of Shadows. Could go for a big vendetta setup. He needs to make the play here right now if possible. Vanish as he dips real low. Probably better safe than sorry. Better trick it out and Vanish. Better get out of there scot-free immediately. Keep yourself alive. No point in throwing your life away. You got one big go that you can set up versus the Antibaddon. Sap onto the Death Knight. It looks like he does go for a Chain of Ice. I think maybe there's the dot roll on him. Big sepsis onto the Death Knight. The rogue has nothing left. Let's maybe cheat death. That's going to be the seed pot. It looks like Antibaddon was just able to take the guy out, just swiping him out. Oh my goodness. This unholy DK with a 1v5. That would be 1v5, but that's seed pod kill at the end, which doesn't count towards it. But Anton just stomping all over these boys. Oh, there it is. Just waddling over them, clawing them down, dude. And he gave him, a lot of them, an honor duel opportunity. He gave every single one opportunity. Was like, hey, you need to cool down so you get a setup, all that stuff. You can get the opener, all that jazz. Just gave him the honor duel. And a quick 1-2, 1-2. That was beautiful. Let's get another one going, boys, yeah?